What's up, everybody? J.T Dangerously here once again, and I thought I'd do another stream for you guys. Now, we're just coming off the heels of crazy Monday Night Raw this evening, and I thought I'd talk about it. Now, got a comment from Sparky. Can't watch the stream today, bro. I'm not in the house. Last time you streamed was a perfect hour for me. Hope you have a great night and chat with others. And I will watch it on YouTube when I come. Oh, man. It's tough to not hear from you, Sparky. But again, it can't be on every day. But again, but thanks for commenting as well. But thought it'll be on today to talk about Monday Night Raw, talk about night 11 of the G1 Climax that happened this morning, and just to chat with you guys, because that's what the channel's all about. Chatting with my Dangerous Alliance. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel, welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm J.T Dangerously. If you want to ask a question, go ahead and ask in the chat box. Be talking about a lot of stuff. So let's start off with what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. I mean, Brock Lesnar attacking Kurt Angle after ultimatum after ultimatum after ultimatum. I mean, it's just this whole storyline with Brock and Roman going into SummerSlam is just so stupid. I mean, Roman started the show off saying, and like he's doing his usual shtick of the big dog that wants to finally be the Universal Champion, and Paul Heyman coming out doing what Paul Heyman usually does, talk without any action with it. And then Roman saying, hey, I'm going to beat Lesnar back to the UFC, and then he's not going to be the beast in the UFC. He's going to be Roman, or he's going to be my bitch. And it seems like this rivalry is just so stupid. I mean, it's just getting even more dumb. I mean, the thing is with Brock Lesnar doesn't give a two shits about the WWE. That's kind of a foregone conclusion that Brock Lesnar cares more about Brock Lesnar. He has had Vince McMahon's grapefruits in his hands for years. And with what he did tonight, F5 Kurt Angle and attacking his own advocate, Paul Heyman. I mean, I didn't think I'd ever see that, but you can tell. Brock Lesnar's priorities are for Brock Lesnar. The WWE is not one of them. And my reason is thinking is, then why give him the belt? Why even give him the Universal title? He is easily the worst champion in the wrestling business right now. That's the truth. There's been some terrible champions in history. I mean, Jinder Mahal's one. I mean, Pete Dunne, but he hasn't defended the title on a takeover yet. So that tells you enough that he's not a great champion if he hasn't defended it on pay-per-view yet. Since what? Since the NXT TakeOver Chicago, he hasn't defended the belt. Brock Lesnar hasn't defended the belt since April of this year at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and since then he's done nothing but tarnish that belt. Well, it was already tarnished all the way back in 2016, but it's been tarnished, and that's pretty sad. Same thing with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns continues to bitch, continues to complain that he's the uncrowned world champion, and he continues to get his ass kicked. And he says he's going to make Brock Lesnar his bitch. Well, Brock Lesnar has made Roman his bitch throughout 2018 already. So Roman Reigns talks a big game, but he just can't back it up. Now, another thing that happened on Raw, we're going to finally see next week Ronda Rousey's first match on Monday Night Raw. And I gotta just say it right now, it's about damn time. I thought they were gonna do it this week because it was Alicia Fox versus Natalya, in which Alicia Fox got a win. What? How does that happen? But it actually did happen. And finally, we're gonna see next week Ronda Rousey versus Alicia Fox. It's gonna be Ronda Rousey's first match on Monday Night Raw, and I'm saying it again, it's about time, because Lesnar doesn't do it as often as he used to, but we're finally getting Rousey to do it. But I wish they did it a little bit earlier, like a little bit earlier in the year when they were going for Nia Jax. Have Ronda have a few matches on Monday Night Raw just to build her up. But this is a good way to build up their match for SummerSlam with Alexa Bliss. But I've been thinking, folks. I just have that weird feeling that they're building Ronda Rousey up this hot right now to have her lose at SummerSlam. Now, if you remember 2003 when Goldberg came back, he had a monster run, and then we went to SummerSlam of 03 when the Elimination Chamber came out, and Goldberg was everybody's favorite, the fan favorite to win the world title in that chamber. But then who won that match? Triple H won the match. It ended all that momentum that Goldberg had, even though he won the title 2 months later, but it ended that huge momentum Goldberg had in 03. And I got that feeling. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I can see Alexa Bliss actually beating Ronda Rousey here. I can see it, but I'm not gonna say it just yet. But I just have that gut feeling something like that is gonna happen. Then we had the B team, the Raw Tag Team Champions, being called out the Leaders of World, in which the Revival came out. Then we had the Revival versus the Leader of Worlds, in which we saw the Revival beat the former Raw Tag Team Champions, maybe getting their opportunity finally at the Raw Tag Team Champions at SummerSlam. And I gotta say it right now, it's about time the Revival has gotten out of the jobber tag team Raw division that it's been. I mean, that division is shit. Even the Authors of Pain, who are just being used to be losers against Titus Worldwide, and had Apollo Crews win a singles match. How the hell does that happen? Apollo Crews wins a singles match on Monday Night Raw? How long has that been? Maybe 2 years? But, I mean, it's just the Raw tag team division is shit. And I'd rather see somebody like the Revival, who I think is the greatest tag team when they were in NXT, two-time NXT tag team champions, finally get an opportunity. I hope they get it at SummerSlam. Then we had this whole thing with Finn Balor and Baron Corbin, the same. I'm Constable Corbin. I'm bigger and I'm taller than you, Finn, and I'm better than you. In which Finn Balor is losing to Constable Corbin in that stupid-looking sweater vest he wears every night. I just got to say something about Finn Balor. Honestly, folks, I feel like they're just completely just burying this guy. I mean, the former NXT champion, and the original leader of Bullet Club is just getting completely buried on Monday Night Raw. And I got to say it right now, I wish he got drafted to SmackDown, because he is just being completely buried on Raw every Monday night with this stupid, ridiculous smile. The commentary is always saying he's an extraordinary man that does extraordinary things. Just say, he is the modern day rock and roller, Finn Balor. And enough with the smiling crap. That's the one thing I'm hating about Finn Balor. Same thing with Bobby Roode. And Bobby Roode is turning into the biggest bust in 2018, because, hell, Bobby's now facing Mojo Rawley. Like, really? This is a guy who's the former TNA World Champion, a former NXT champion, to be facing off against Mojo Rawley next week on Raw. I mean, he is now a certifiable jobber. And it's sad, because he does not deserve that kind of disrespect, because he is a talented wrestler. I mean, the gimmick is great, but he continues to be a jobber. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised Mojo beats Bobby next week on Monday Night Raw, which is like, just how, like, me saying that just sounds like you're crazy or you're out of your mind. But knowing Raw, they're gonna do some shady bullshit like that. Then we had the what was the other stuff that happened? Not a lot of stuff happened on Monday Night Raw. I'll just be honest with you, nothing major or big other than Brock Lesnar F5 and Kurt Angle. I guess Kurt Angle knows to do not mess with the Beast Incarnate. And then he surprisingly attacked Paul Heyman after Paul Heyman begged him to come out, even though he doesn't care. He was trying to save his own skin. He was trying everything, in which Paul Heyman looks like he's not going to be part of Brock Lesnar anymore. And that's kind of interesting, because I didn't expect Brock to turn on Paul. I was thinking Paul was going to turn on Brock, like it's happened countless years ago. But it's good to see Brock doing it to Paul this time. And you can just tell with the crowd wanted, we want Roman, which crowd in Miami, really, you guys want Roman Reigns. And it was just an okay Monday Night Raw. It was not great. We also got the tag team of the Boss and Huggers connection of Bayley and Sasha Banks, which, again, I'm not buying it. They're trying to make this like the Rock and Sock connection. They both hate each other, but they love each other, and they want to be a tag team. But where is the end game with Sasha and Bayley? Are they going to bring the tag team championships to the women's division, or are they going to continue these tag team matches that go nowhere, easily nowhere? I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop. Either Sasha's going to turn on Bayley, or Bayley's going to turn on Sasha. But this whole thing has been, I'm going to say it right now, it's mostly the writer's fault and Kurt Angle's fault, because you had gold when Bayley attacked Sasha, but then you just completely buried it by saying we're going to put you in counseling. And now they did the whole I love you, I've always loved you stuff, and now they're a tag team. Where's the end game? Where's the end game in this? Are we gonna finally have a one-on-one match between these two on pay-per-view this year? I mean, that's the biggest question. Now, we did get a match for SummerSlam for the Cruiserweight title between Drew Gulak and Cedric Alexander. Now, I'll just say this about Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak is WWE's version of Zack Sabre Jr. because he always talks about he's the greatest technical wrestler in the WWE, and he will make anybody just tap out. Sound familiar? I guess so. But should be a very interesting test for Cedric Alexander. He's been the champ for I think 4 months since WrestleMania. But this is going to be a good test because Gulak has beaten every cruiserweight on 205 Live with a submission hold. So that should be a great match. They did have a rumor that they're going to add maybe a few more people for the Intercontinental title match between Rollins and Ziggler after tonight's Seth Rollins win via disqualification. And seeing McIntyre's face, you never know. You never know what's going to happen with the IC title situation. We got a comment from Kane Gaming. Hey, bro, have you done your G1 recap already? No, but I'm going to do it right now. Now, night 11 of G1 happened this morning with A-block matches from Okada defeating Michael Elgin. He's already at 8 points. Suzuki defeating Evil at 8 points. Tanahashi defeating Yoshihashi or Tacos, leading the A-block with 10 points. Fale defeating Makabe. He's leading it with, 6 points. But, I mean, A-block has been okay. But the money block in the G1 is Block B, which continues on August the 1st with, coming from me, the upset special, Zack Sabre Jr., facing off against Kenny Omega. That's going to be the one I'm predicting Zack Sabre Jr. will beat and tap out Kenny Omega. But Block A's matches were good this morning. I can't deny it. The Okada-Elgin match was good. I mean, Elgin, another opportunity to have a chance to defeat Kazuchika Okada, but he didn't have enough to beat him. The Evil Suzuki match was good. I thought that was a pretty solid matchup. Makabe and Fale, typical bullshit. Not going to even give that anything other than Fale got a win. Just that. And Tanahashi beating Yoshihashi. A little bit controversial. Controversial for sure because I swear I saw Yoshihashi's shirt was up. And you saw him arguing with Red Shoes and Tanahashi after the match. So that one was a little bit controversial, but Tanahashi is leading A block with, I think he has Tanahashi left. He has Evil and Michael Elgin. So those are his three left. He's leading at 10. You have Okada with 8, with only Evil, Suzuki, and Hiroshi Tanahashi left. You got Suzuki, who's at 8 points. Switchblade with 8 points. I'm just going to say right now, I'm so shocked that they're not giving Hangman Page a one-on-one victory yet. That is surprising the hell out of me. I get that this is his first G1. I get this is he's a rookie here in Japan. But for God's sakes, man, you couldn't have him beat Switchblade this morning. I mean, that would have been a big win in his career. Now, the only big win he's going to get, like right now, it looks like it's going to be Yoshihashi. I mean, come on. Like, really? He hasn't had one pinfall victory in this G1. A disqualification win over Fale is his only 2 points. I mean, and now his only biggest win could be against Yoshihashi. Like, really? Got another comment from one of my great subscribers, Kane Gaming. A block is good, but B block is great. Yeah. Case in point, Ibushi Ishii in the last block matchup. That just said it right there. That B block was where everybody watches. B block is where it's at. A block is just very. It's like B block is up here. A block is like in the Mendoza line. It's just not as interesting as B block, and there's a lot more story in B block. Kenny Omega not losing one match in the B block yet. I mean, you have Ibushi getting big time wins. I mean, you got Ibushi and Goto on August the 1st in Ibushi's hometown, so that could be a big match for Ibushi. And Goto's just coming off. I think Goto's coming off a loss, I think. So he's definitely going to be needing a must-win. Naito's got Toriyano, which is going to be interesting, seeing if Fair Play Yano can outwit Tranquilo Tetsuya Naito. Then you have Ishii and Tamatonga, which you already know there's going to be interference in that, because when it comes to Tamatonga, he don't care about the G1. He don't care about winning it. He just cares about making his point clear that the Bullet Club Firing Squad is here, and they're here to make an impact. Then you have, let me check the other matches in that block. You got, check. I think you got Sonata versus Juice, because they didn't have a tag team match this morning. So Sonata and Juice could be good. Seeing if Sonata could be another list on Juice Robinson's United States title list. I mean, he lost to Ibushi, Naito, Omega, and could Sonata be the fourth man to challenge him for the IWGP, and Tamatonga. So 5. So it could be like 5 challengers for the U.S. title. But G1 has been fantastic. If you've been a wrestling fan as long as myself, the G1 is the best tournament in wrestling. It tops anything that WWE puts up when it comes to tournaments. It lives up to everything. When it comes to the juniors, the tag team, which World Tag League is going to be fun to do again for you guys. But the G1 is always the top tournament in wrestling. You can put that right up there with the Battle of Los Angeles for PWG. That is for sure. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Dangerous Lines. I'm J.T Dangerously. If you're new to the stream, got any new questions? Let me know. Comments are always welcome on the channel. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. If you're a huge fan of wrestling like myself when it comes to WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan, NXT. If you're a huge sports fan like myself when it comes to Major League Baseball, the NBA, MLB, NHL, college football, NFL, definitely hit that subscribe button. I do NFL picks on the channel, college football picks, Stanley Cup Finals predictions, World Series predictions, college football playoff predictions, all of that, all in one channel. So definitely hit that subscribe button. I got another one from Kane Gaming. Yeah, G1 is my favorite event in wrestling now. Yeah, because there's really nothing else going on in wrestling other than SummerSlam and NXT. Well, I'll just say it right now, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 is legit lit. That card is lit right now. That card is lit. That may be the best card in August other than the perennial G1 final in that same week. But yeah, the G1 is the best thing in wrestling right now. Like, you can put it against anything, but the G1 is easily number 1. Another one from Kane. Best of the Super Juniors 25 was, the best of the Super Juniors this year was great too. I mean, with Hiromu winning and Ishimori getting big wins, that was a great tournament this year. And I just know World Tag League is going to be good because you got the Guerrillas of Destiny, who I think will win World Tag League. I really do think the Guerrillas of Destiny will win World Tag League. You got the Young Bucks. You got the Best Friends, Brett and Chucky T. You got who else is in that division? That I could definitely see I could see definitely Chase and Hangman Page being in this year. You could see the Addiction maybe with Daniels and Kazarian. That could be another interesting tag team. But I am making this a really bold prediction, and we're not even in November. I'm taking the Guerrillas of Destiny to win the World Tag League and challenge the Young Bucks for Wrestle Kingdom 13. That's kind of a bold prediction there. Now, what else to talk about? Hope everybody's having a great Monday. I know it's we're in Fresno, California, where I'm at. It's still triple-digit weather. I mean, it's just been miserable. If you live in California, like I do, jump in a pool, stay cool, stay hydrated, and all that stuff. Now, what else to talk about? What else to talk about? I did add some new music to the channel. I did add War Machine's theme from Ring of Honor. I don't like their War Raiders theme from NXT, so that's added to the channel. I'm thinking of adding Tai Chi's theme, but I'm thinking about without the person singing it and maybe me just lip singing it and all that stuff, which will be fun to do. But Tai Chi's theme could be added to the channel, but I already added War Machine's Ring of Honor theme for the War Raiders when they come out for NXT TakeOver. Now with let's see what else can we talk about? It's just you and me here. Just trying to think. There's like so many other big things happening. Oh, I got another one from Kane. I know I'm not a big fan of Tai Chi, but I think his theme is awesome for some reason. Yeah, I mean, I like to call him Lord Tai Chi because like a guy who should have been in the G1 this year seems like he wasn't, which was weird. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Tai Chi like in the beginning, like when he was like a junior tag team champion. The only time I liked Tai Chi was when he had Miho Abe, his chick. But his theme is not too bad. I can't deny that. Tai Chi's theme is pretty good. Same thing with Suzuki. And the only, there's got to be one weak theme in New Japan. Kane, let me know what is the weakest wrestling theme in New Japan right now. Coming from me, the weakest theme for New Japan, I would say maybe Yoshihashi. I mean, Yoshihashi's theme is so generic. I mean, that's got to be the weakest theme in the weakest theme in the game. I mean, in New Japan. But again, let me know, Kane. What's really the worst theme in New Japan right now? You know, the weirdest thing is, I didn't even think about it. Yoshihashi, yeah. Yoshihashi's got to be the weakest theme right now in New Japan. It's just so, just odd. Just the oddest theme for him. Well, for somebody who doesn't win as often as he should, he just has maybe the worst theme in New Japan. And it's weird because I didn't even think about it. Kanemaru and Desperado haven't even defended the tag team belts yet, the junior tag team title belts yet. I mean, it's crazy that they haven't defended them. That's the weirdest thing, that they have not defended those belts since winning them, I think, in March. So they've been a champion since, April, May, June, July, 5 months, and they haven't even defended the belts. I would say the best team that can challenge Kanemaru and Despi, I would say, is maybe Roppongi 3K. Roppongi 3K and maybe Bushi, and hopefully if he does come back, Hiromu Takahashi, which, again, best wishes to the ticking time bomb. We haven't heard a lot about it. I know he's still in the hospital, so we don't know if the title is going to be vacant or it's going to be he's going to hold on to the belt and just recover and just not defend it, which I would have no problem with that because Hiromu deserves a well-deserved rest after that absolutely disgusting bump he took in San Francisco in July against Dragon Lee. So again, best wishes to Hiromu Takahashi. Now, wanted to give a quick shout out to one of my subscribers, College Football Dojo, one of my college football guys. He already has his week 1 college football predictions out, and if you are a college football fan like myself, definitely go check out his week 1 predictions. He's a regular on the channel when it comes to college football, and I want to give him a big time shout out. Keep up the good work, Dojo, brother, and definitely go check out his video, because if you're a huge college football fan like myself, it's definitely worth to watch. Now, another shout out, I want to give it out to one of my best friends in the world, Mitchell Seagull. If you're a huge comic book fan like myself, or you love reaction videos, definitely go check out my boy Mitchell Seagull's channel. I'll have it in the description box, both of those channels. If you love seeing somebody react to movie trailers, definitely check out his channel as well. It will not disappoint you for sure. Now, I wanted to talk about another part I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about every champion in wrestling right now, from WWE to New Japan to Impact Wrestling to Ring of Honor and NXT. Tell you what I think about them and who could challenge them for those titles. Let's start off. I'll start off in New Japan with the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Omega. Now, you got some fantastic challengers in that division. You got Hiroshi Tanahashi. You got Okada. You got Evil. You got Suzuki. You got Elgin. You got Switchblade Jay White. You got Zack Sabre Jr. And that division in the heavyweights division in New Japan is just so stacked. It's hard to have one person that you think can beat Kenny Omega right now for that belt. Now, a lot of people thought, including myself, I thought Naito was the guy to beat Kenny Omega. He hasn't. A lot of people thought Sonata was going to beat him. He didn't. A lot of people thought Goto was going to give him a fight. He did, but didn't win. But I think Okada gave him a fight, and we all know how that ended the greatest match in history of wrestling, the Dominion match. But Kenny Omega's toughest test, I would say, in that heavyweights division is, of course, Okada. Of course, Minoru Suzuki, if they ever fight each other, which could be amazing with those two. And I think Zack Sabre Jr. I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to get that big win at the on night 12 of the G1 Climax on Monday. I think he's going to tap out the champ and get a shot at that IWGP heavyweight title at King of Pro Wrestling or at Fighting Style Unleashed in Long Beach in September. But right now, Kenny Omega, a great IWGP World Champion. His best challenger right now is Zack Sabre Jr. or Tetsuya Naito. Then we go on to the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Hiromu Takahashi. He's been a great champion. He's been the champ since Dominion of this year. And his last title defense was against Dragon Lee, and then his previous defense was against Del Desperado. So you look at that junior heavyweight division with Will Ospreay, Bone Soldier Taiji Ishimori. You have who else is in that division? Who else? You could put Sho and Yo in that division if you wanted to. If they're great. They did a fantastic job in this year's Best of the Super Juniors. Oh, we got a comment from Kenny. Kenny's maybe the greatest Gaijin of all time. Yeah, that's saying a lot, because there's not been a lot of Gaijin IWGP champions other than Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Giant Bernard, and then him. I mean, there's not been a lot of Gaijins, but Kenny, coming from me, is the greatest Gaijin IWGP champion they have ever had. The best bout machine, as he says. And he always delivers 5, 6, 7-star matches, according to Dave Metzler. But back to the junior division, you got some talent there. You got Kushida, 5-time IWGP Junior champion. Marty Scurll, if he comes over. You got so many great junior heavyweights in that division, and that's why I always say that juniors division is like the bread and butter of New Japan. They always deliver. Every show they're on, they always deliver. Now, a threat to Hiromu Takahashi in this division, definitely Will Ospreay. If he does come back, I know he's resting the body after just putting his body on the line throughout 2018. You can put Kushida up there, a rival of Hiromu Takahashi, if you remember the war in 2017. You can put Taiji Ishimori there because of their battle in the Best of the Super Junior final. Marty Scurll, and so many others. But I think the top threat in that division for Hiromu Takahashi is Taiji Ishimori. I think the Bone Soldier deserves a rematch from their matchup in the G1 in the Best of the Super Juniors, maybe at Destruction, because I think he deserves it, and he's had a pretty solid run since coming back to New Japan. I know he was at Slammiversary a couple weeks ago for Impact Wrestling, but I think Ishimori is the next top contender for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Then you have the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, and this division. I'll just say right now, this division is so stacked. I mean, you got so many top talented tag teams in this division. Guys like the Guerrillas of Destiny. You have the Best Friends, Chucky T and Beretta. You have who else is in that division? You have you can put Hangman Page and any tag team partner of his in that division. You add some of the Ring of Honor stars like the Addiction, the Briscoes. You just have that division is very stacked. And then with World Tag League coming up, there's just so many good tag teams in that division. Now, a top contender coming from me for the Young Bucks is the Guerrillas of Destiny. 3-time IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. And it makes the most sense that they would challenge the Young Bucks. I mean, the Young Bucks have almost every piece of gold that there is. I mean, they're the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champs. They're already the Never Openweight 6-man Tag Team Champs. And then they are the brand new Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Champs. So they hold all the gold when it comes to tag teams. So again, coming from me, the tag team division with the Young Bucks, their biggest threat, and coming from me, their next contenders are the Guerrillas of Destiny. Then we go on to Ring of Honor. You have the Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal, and you have just an array of talented heavyweight challengers for that title. I mean, you got names like Cody, Marty Scurll, Dalton Castle, Silas Young, Pro Wrestling's Last Real Man. You got, man, you can think of so many others. You can put the Beer City Bruiser in that situation as well. You have Dalton Castle, the former world champion, but you got Hangman Page, Christopher Daniels. You just that heavyweight division in Ring of Honor is so stacked, and with Jay Lethal being the world champion, he's gonna have so many different chances to losing that belt. And I think the one person I think could take that belt from him. This one's tough because I do like Cody and I do like Dalton Castle and I do like Marty Scurll, but I think the one person that could beat him is 1, Silas Young, 2, Hangman Page, and 3, Christopher Daniels. I think those 3 guys could have maybe they have the best chance of winning the Ring of Honor World title away from Jay Lethal. Then you have the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Sumi Sakai, who has just a huge array of talent in that women's division, like Kelly Klein, Tennille Dashwood, Mandy Leone. You have Karen Q, Madison Rayne, who's going to be in the Mae Young Classic for WWE. You have Chardonnay, who's going to be facing Tennille Dashwood at Honor Reunited, and I think in Edinburgh or Doncaster. You have all these international stars coming in, but I really think the top contender for Sumi Sakai's title, and Sumi Sakai has been a great champion, but she's just not, like, I don't want to be mean about it, but Sumi Sakai looks like a bag lady. No offense, but she's talented, but she just does not seem like a great women's champion for Ring of Honor. When I think of the Women of Honor women's champion, I think of Tennille Dashwood. I think of Kelly Klein, who's been there for a long time. Ladies like the exotic goddess Mandy Leone. I mean, but right now, I think the number one contender for that women's title is Tennille Dashwood or Kelly Klein. One of those two deserve to have that shot at that Ring of Honor women's title. Then you have the Ring of Honor Tag Team division with the reigning 9-time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the Addictions, and not the Addiction, the Briscoes. And then you have the Tag Team division in Ring of Honor with the Addiction, with the Young Bucks, with the Best Friends, with the Best Friends. You got just a very interesting tag team division for Ring of Honor for sure. Then so the top team, I think, could take out the Briscoes and win the Ring of Honor tag team titles. I still think it's going to be the Young Bucks, but I also think it's going to be the Addiction, because I think the Addiction deserve at least one more run at the Ring of Honor tag team titles, and I think they can beat the Briscoes. So I have SoCal Uncensored, or SCU, and the Young Bucks to be the top contenders for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Then you have the Ring of Honor television champion, who is Punishment Martinez. And then you have top contenders in that division like Jonathan Gresham, Kenny King, Chris Sabin, Shane Taylor, Delirious, who has a Proven Grounds match at Honor Reunited. You have, let's see who else is in that division. Who else? Who else could be in that television title? Flip Gordon, after his amazing NWA title matchup at Honor for All, you could definitely put him in that spot as a contender for the TV title. So, looking at the TV title situation, I think the best challenger right now for Punishment Martinez. Oh man, that's tough because of his size. It's hard to think of a great challenger for that belt. I can say maybe Sabin. Sabin would be an interesting pick for the TV title. Page, absolutely. Page deserves a singles title. He's been deserving a title throughout 2018. Jonathan Gresham, who won that four-corner survival matchup at Honor for All and also challenged the Ring of Honor World title, the world champion Jay Lethal, at Saturday Night at Center Stage the night after Honor for All in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Gresham can beat any big guy because he reminds me a lot of Daniel Bryan. So I would say Jonathan Gresham, Chris Sabin, and Hangman Page are top contenders in the Ring of Honor Television Championship division. Now, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. And if you have not hit that subscribe button, be sure to hit that subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. If you're a huge fan of wrestling like myself, when it comes to WWE, NXT, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and NXT, definitely watch them. If I said NXT twice, apologize. If you're a huge sports fan like myself, football fan, college football fan, baseball fan, hockey fan, NBA fan, definitely hit that subscribe button because I do predictions for all of those events, especially World Series, Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs, college football playoffs, and the NFL playoffs. So definitely hit that super kick that subscribe button and become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. Now we are hope everybody is having a great evening once again. What else? Going on to like Impact Wrestling with the Impact Knockouts title with champion Su Yung. Now, you got some top contenders in that division, like my all-time favorite, Tessa Blanchard, Allie, hopefully the returning Rosemary. There's not a lot of women in that division again, but there's only one top woman in that division, and that's Tessa Blanchard. And Kara Hogan, you got to count Kara Hogan as well. But Tessa Blanchard is going to be coming for me a future Knockouts champion in Impact Wrestling. I was so surprised they got rid of her in NXT, but she absolutely deserves to be the next Knockouts champion. So Tessa Blanchard is my pick to win that belt. Now on to the the TNA World Title with champion Austin Aries. Now you got an array of talents in Impact Wrestling's heavyweight division like Moose, You can put Pentagon Jr. in that situation. Sami Callihan, Eddie Edwards, who looks like is going to be the next #1 contender for that belt. And you got so many other big time talents, but it's hard to top the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. So, so coming from me in that Impact World Title division, I would say I still think Moose is the top contender, but it's something is itching me for Eddie Edwards. I mean, somebody who has just been gone through a downward spiral since the whole Sami Callihan thing and the whole. It looks like Tommy Dreamer passed the torch at Slammiversary to Eddie Edwards, so it looks like he's getting his life back together. But I think Eddie Edwards makes the best chance of being the next contender for the Impact World Title. So I have Eddie Edwards to be the next contender for Austin Aries' world title. Then you have the Impact Tag Team division. That's been the champs of LAX of I think it was Ortiz and Santana with Conan, and with that tag team division, you have the original LAX, the former 3-time and TNA World Tag Team champs Homicide and Hernandez and Eddie Kingston. You have the Desi Hit Squad of those two guys who I think Jinder Mahal would get really used to. You got was it KM and that big guy? I don't know what his name is, Ali Bala or something like that. Kane said that I didn't super kick that subscribe button. I Kami Goy that subscribe. I love it. That's great. Oh man. Hey, if you don't super kick that subscribe button, you can always Kami Goy it. You can always Rainmaker it. You can always One Winged Angel it. You can do all of that stuff. I got a comment from the Cheapest Heat. Hey, bro, how are you? I'm doing good, Cheapest Heat. How are you doing? Good to see you on the live stream. Hope everything's going well with you, Cheapest Heat. But I'm doing well. I'm just getting through very hot Monday, especially in California. But I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I do like that comment, Kane. You just Kami Goy it. You Kami Goy it. You can super kick it. You can Rainmaker it. You can chicken wing it if you wanted to. I got now one. What was the bullshit of no young lethal match at Honor for All? You and me both. I swear, you and me both. I was pissed because if you have Ring of Honor subscribed on your YouTube channel, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before that show started, they had a video that said Jay Lethal champion versus Silas Young, Honor for All Nashville. And coming from me, that was the main event. But for some reason, Ring of Honor deleted that video, and I was on Twitter all week saying, "Where's the main event? We know it's Lethal and Silas. Where's the main event?" And if you don't follow me on Twitter, definitely follow me at Red Sox Dominance. But I think it was because of the whole allegation from Taylor Hendricks. If you remember Taylor Hendricks, she was the manager and the escort for Jay Lethal when he was the Ring of Honor World Champion the first time. And the allegation was that Taylor Hendricks couldn't get on Ring of Honor television because she didn't sleep with Jay Lethal. So again, we don't know how much of that is true, Cheapest Heat, but I guess that's why they didn't make the match, because they were still investigating that Taylor Hendricks scandal of saying, "Hey, I couldn't get booked anywhere because I didn't sleep with the world champion Jay Lethal." So I guess that's what happened. But it also didn't make sense that he would defend the title the night after against Jonathan Gresham in a 30-minute Iron Man match, which made no sense. Because if the thing was still going on, why was he defending the title the night after Honor for All? It was just the dumbest thing, and I kind of wasted like minutes on that video for that main event. And if it happens again, if it happens at Death Before Dishonor, Lethal versus Silas, I'm just gonna make that pick quick, because I said enough. I said all I had to say in that video for Honor for All that did not happen. got another from the cheapest heat, and then putting him in a 6-man. It was an 8-man. I think it was an 8-man. It was like 4 Ring of Honor rookies against the Beer City Bruiser, Silas Young, and who was it? I think it was who was it? I know it was a heel team, but it was just stupid. It was very stupid, and I felt bad for Silas because, again, if he had that title match at Honor for All, that would have been his first title shot in his Ring of Honor career. The Dogs, that's what it was. It was Rhett Titus and old Little Willie, Will Ferrell. Yeah, it was the Dogs. I remember it was the Dogs. It was the Dogs and Beer City Bruiser and Silas versus Eli Isom and 3 young and Cheeseburger and two other guys. I don't know who they were. I think they were like young talents, but it's just stupid that they take away Silas's shot at the Ring of Honor World Title in his first ever opportunity, almost the same way they did Matt Taven. But we also now he's the self-proclaimed real Ring of Honor World Champion, and soon he'll get his shot at that belt. Another one from the cheapest seat. Did you see the new BTE episode? Yes, I did. Every Monday I watch Being the Elite. If you're not subscribed to Being the Elite and you're not a wrestling fan, you got a problem, because Being the Elite is the best stuff on YouTube right now when it comes to wrestling. I did like the one thing I liked about it, cheapest seat, was what Okada said when he talked about Marty Scurll. He's short. He's a junior heavyweight, and maybe I'll send him to 205 Live, which was a kind of a knock, like, really? Like, really? And then with his whole balloon gimmick and the Cody thing was funny, because those 2 guys talking about, you're not going to do anything, Cody, because you suck. Like, it was just it was just funny, and I just love when you see anytime they do that whole thing with the 2 guys talking with either Cody or Marty, you see them doing this because you know they're just corpsing, and you got to better send in the mans. But I do like the new match that was added to All In. I forgot to talk about that. A 6-man tag with El Bandito, Phoenix, and Rey Mysterio versus Kota Ibushi and the Young Bucks at All In. So that's going to be an amazing 6-man tag match. But I got to say this about All In. I'm excited for All In, but for God's sakes, we need more matches. We only have 4 matches, and we're like a month and a half away from the show in Chicago. If Being the Elite was watching, definitely add more matches. We need more matches, and definitely I can definitely predict them. And then cheapest heat saying better than that KSI Paul crap. Oh, fuck that. I don't give a shit about that shit. That's like juvenile delinquent shit. With KSI and Paul, that Paul loser, whoever that loser is. Fuck him. I just do it like Fale. Fuck him. Like, just fuck him. Now from TVs, I wish all the matches had storylines to them. Well, I mean, Ring of Honor has storylines to their matches. New Japan has storylines to their matches. But the story-wise, I guess because it was Nick's birthday and he wanted a birthday match. Like they said in the end of the video, it's his birthday and he's booking the show, so he wants to book himself in a 6-man tag with Ibushi against Mysterio, Bandito, and Phoenix. Hey, all power to them. I mean, they're Ring of Honor tag champs. Ring of Honor 6-man tag champs. Never 6-man tag champs, and the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team champs. They want to book themselves in matches. Hell, Cody did it. Cody booked himself in a match for the NWA World Title. Hey, why not the Bucks? But yeah, I mean, again, with that whole Jay Lethal thing, that was just so dumb. And I know Jay Lethal will be challenging the winner of the first ever Ring of Honor International Cup at Honor Reunited London, which you let me know if you guys want me to do a live stream of the 8-man tournament now and let you guys know who I think is gonna win. Just let me know in the chat box if you guys do want to see me do the International Cup predictions for Ring of Honor to see who will challenge Jay Lethal in London and at Honor Reunited in London. Cheapest seat again, making an all-in match is better than Beats by Dre, not Drake. Hey, if you can book it and there's no bullshit in it, other than like some other company I know, WWE, who just books it off the fly. I mean, hey, you book what you want to have, a dream match, then we're going to give you a dream match, because that's what the Bucks and the Elite is all about, or the Bullet Club Elite. But again, I like the match. I mean, we got Joey Janela against Hangman Page. We got Skrull and Okada, which could be really good. And I know Skrull's trying to bulk up with his boy Nick Aldis, and donuts will definitely do it. Not that Alberto beef jerky, which I'm down with Alberto. I'm more down with Jack Link's beef jerky other than Alberto's. But I can see Nick Aldis trying to train him to be a heavyweight by eating donuts because it's carbs. But who doesn't like a donut? That's like saying who doesn't like cheeseburgers or pizza, you know. But yeah, the whole will Bayley and Sasha turn into a lesbian storyline? Seems like it, but I don't know where is it gonna go? Like, where is it gonna go? I mean, we could have had something in this. We could have had a one-on-one match between these two at SummerSlam, and we all know that matchup at NXT Takeover Brooklyn was amazing. But yet they're making them a tag team. And now they're making it like a lesbian storyline. Well, this ain't 2002. This is not HLA. This is not hot lesbian action, which I would be down for. But I mean, Bayley and Sasha should be facing each other, not tag team and becoming best friends. This is not Chucky T and Beretta. These two hate each other, and as Corey Graves always says, I'm not. He's not buying it. I'm not buying it, because I just know Sasha is going to turn on Bayley. Just when you least expect it, because that's what usually happens with these rivalries. I know they're trying to make it like the Rock and Sock connection, the Boss and Hugger connection. I mean, come on. Like, the writers really don't have anything else to do with these women. Unlike, like, they have enough time to do boring storylines with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but they have no storyline for Bayley and Sasha. Just have them have a match. What's going on with the G1? I don't have NewJapanWorld.com. Cheapest heat, you better get on NewJapanWorld.com, my friend, and subscribe, because the G1 has been heating the fuck up. Like I talked about in day 11, leaders in Block A through 11 days. You got Takahashi at 10 points. Well, my mom won't let me. Well, you got a computer, right? You know there's some wrestling sites you can definitely look. I'm not going to say it on air, but you have internet, so if you got internet, life will find a way. If you get that reference, life will find a way, including wrestling. But yeah, Tanahashi leading at 10, Okada at 8. We got a 4-way tie at 8 with Okada, Suzuki, Switchblade, and Evil. You have Fale at 6. You have Elgin and Makabe at 4, and Hangman and Tacos at 2. So the G1 is definitely heating up. But cheapest heat, if you got internet, definitely. I'll just put it on. Let me just put that. Tell me the website. Oh, I'm gonna say it to you. I'm gonna chat them in right now. So again, use this with discretion, please. Those are the two sites I use, because I don't have New Japan World, but I watch the replay after. That's how I watch all of my stuff. But again, use those with discretion, please, and don't share it with anybody. I'm just sharing it with people who don't have NewJapanWorld.com or Honor Club. Same deal. But that's where I go cheapest heat. So keep that secret. Can I get in trouble by no? Because it's like no cops gonna come through your door, brother. It's just a place that you can watch wrestling for free instead of paying for it. But it's not anything illegal. I've been using it for years, and cops never come at my door. Let's just hope not. But what do you call it? You won't get in trouble buying cheapest seat. I'm telling you, because it's a lot easier. I mean, it's either that or you watch it on a stream, like, which is even more, what do you call it? But no, you don't have anything to worry about, Chief C. You sound like you're younger because my mom won't let me. You sound like you're like teens. Like, yeah, those sites will have. I think that site will have all of the G1 matches from what day 1 to day 11. So it keeps you informed instead of just going on Twitter and looking at GIFs for the results. It's kind of easier, even though I go on Twitter a lot. So again, hope everybody's having a great evening, afternoon, morning for you. If it's Monday on your end, thank God Monday is over, so we can finish it up. Hey, I'm thinking about buying a replica title. What should I get? Oh man. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't show these often, but I got these like right here. These are like those ones you get at Walmart. These are not like replica belts, but I got like a bunch of them. Like I got the winged eagle belt, and the undisputed belt, the world title, IC, NWO title. Like those are all like from Walmart. But if you're looking for a replica title, yeah, yeah, Kane, yeah. This is actually one of my favorite ones, even though it's like one of those like Walmart ones. But the winged eagle belt, greatest WWE title right here. Yeah, but if you're looking for a good replica belt, man, replica belt, I would not. Well, don't go for the universal title because if you want something red, just get a fruit roll up. Smoking Skull, yeah, I'll tell you right now. Here's a great discussion. The top titles in wrestling, the winged, this belt, number 1 for me. Second is definitely the Smoking Skull belt. Then I would say number 3 is going to be maybe the Undisputed title, which I've always said the Undisputed title was a great belt. But number 1 for me has always been the Winged Eagle belt, and then this one. No, wait. Let me rephrase my list. This is the. It goes for me. It's this. It goes from this. This is the number 1. This is the number 1. Smoking Skull's number 2. This one's number 3. And wait, let me. And Ken, I do have the IC belt from the '90s. I got it like right here. Here's the Intercontinental title right here. That's the one I always like. This is like the Intercontinental title. I know the old one that they have in the WWE now is like one of my all-time favorites, but I've always said this was one of my favorite ones right here. And cheapest seat. You're talking about the rated R spinner where I got the original WWE title, the John Cena spinner belt, which was another good one. But again, it was maybe the stupidest one, but you know, hey, spins. Yeah, but like the Intercontinental title, yeah. Rated R spinner would be good, but I like the Smoking Skull one has been my favorite just because of how it looks. That was kind of the belt. And then you can maybe add the belt right here. That one would be another good one. Or the classic like Winged Eagle belt. Then you got another one from Kane. I like the Intercontinental title from the '90s. Yeah, that title was that one was like right now they have that belt in the WWE right now, and that one's always been the best one. Like I always said that one, and that one's always hard to find. Like when it comes to those the replica belts or like those toy belts where you get from Walmart. And these are all from Walmart, if you can believe it. One of them I think is from Toys R Us, but all the belts that I have are all from like Walmart. Those toy replica belts, which I always thought they were always cool, so I got them. Now we're talking like TNA titles. I would say the X Division title is the best. The old X Division title, just the big red X. That's the one I would definitely get. I got some of the toy ones from True Rip. True. Oh, Toys R Us. Yeah, yeah. Surprisingly, I'm surprised they closed down. Like, that was sad. I didn't expect that. Because I've only been to Toys R Us like a couple times, and they had like a really good selection of those belts. I mean, I had like before, like I had like maybe, let me see, I have 3, 4, 5, 6. I had like maybe 9 belts. The other ones was the United States title and the World Tag Team titles, the ones from like 2003, 2004. And I always said those were maybe my favorite looking tag belts. Yeah, but the toy ones from Toys R Us were always good. Walmart still has them. If you see them, they're definitely still there. But yeah, Toys R Us closing down was like surprising. I mean, that's like the toy store when you're a kid, my age. And still being at 28 years old or 29 years old, getting close to that 30 mark. I don't even feel like I'm, what do you call it? The IWGP heavyweight title is classic. If they only sold it, like if they ever did like if Walmart ever did those replica IWGP titles like they do the UFC titles, you already know I would get it and just flaunt it like I flaunt these belts. I mean, yeah, but that IWGP heavyweight title is classic. I kind of feel like it's like I kind of feel like the gold is like wear off or something. Like, like it's been worn by everybody. It seems like the color of it is very different. It's not like straight up gold. It's like silver and all that. I went to Best in the World and they wanted $500 fucking for it. Jeez, for that, really? Hell, the belts at Walmart are less than that. Hell. I'll probably get commemorative from there. Yeah, commemorative belts are always pretty okay prices. I mean, I think that's where I got the WWE title. That's where I got the Triple H King of Kings shirt that I wear when it comes to NFL predictions. That's where I got that from WWE shop. That was like 2006. Yeah, WWE does sell cheap belts. Like, if we're talking cheap, we're talking like not even less than 100. If you can be the WCW US title was cool. Yeah, I actually like the US title in WCW. The ones in the one in real WCW. I mean, yeah, I mean that one was good. I mean, the WCW TV title was also good. If you remember that television title, before I think 97, like 97 all the way up to when they just threw it into the trash for some odd reason. That belt looked good. I'm the cheapest heat who needs I'm the cheapest heat who needs the cheapest stuff. You got that right, cheapest heat. Hey, there ain't no wrong with going cheap. There ain't no doubt. Money doesn't grow on trees, my friend. Yeah, but the U.S. title, I liked it in WCW. I mean, I really wish WWE would bring back the TV belt. I mean, you're on TV every week on Main Event, Superstars, Raw, SmackDown, and you don't have the WWE television title. I mean, you have the UK title, the North American title, but you don't have the WWE television title. I mean, if WWE added the television title to their belts, it would definitely work because people watch them every week, every Monday, every Tuesday, every pay-per-view. You have that title up there. Definitely WWE dropped the ball when they did not add the TV title. Yes, they can add the women's tag titles, which definitely is about damn time. They can add like all the other titles, but yeah, television. Yeah, I agree. TV title was cool. It's just sad how the championship ended. Yeah, by just throwing it in. That was like what the end of WCW when they were just throwing belts away and giving it to guys like David Arquette or Vince Russo. Yeah, because that belt was good. I mean, the ECW television title was good just because Rob Van Dam held it. That was maybe the one time it was good. Cheapest Heat, Brandy Rhodes is hot. Well, duh. Have you looked at her? Yeah, she's just, yes. That is the truth. Like, I would say that's the craziest thing. Okay, guys, I would say, who is the hottest chick right now in wrestling? Like, straight up. Who is the hottest chick in wrestling? Between us guys, who is the hottest chick in wrestling right now, in your guys' opinion? Because, yeah, Brandy Rhodes is up there, for sure. All right, Kane, for all time, for me, it's Trish Stratus. Yeah. Like 2000 Trish Stratus, like just my dick cannot get any harder. Like, just when it comes to Trish, yeah. And even Trish now, like Trish now still looks good. If you saw her at the Royal Rumble this year, she still looked good. And Cheapest Heat has Brandy, Carmella, and Sasha. You like Carmella, really? I mean, she's got the face, but I mean, like what she wears is like, what is she not wearing? But yeah, Brandy's smoking. Sasha's pretty smoking as well. Didn't she do stuff for Vince? I thought Roman Reigns, that was Roman Reigns to do stuff for Vince, like suck his dick, like John Cena, suck his dick, just to be over, just to get another title shot. That's not, the women don't do that anymore. It's now just the guys and the big dog, ooh-ah, that just do stuff for Vince, and if you know what I mean. But on your list, Cheapest Heat, Brandy, Carmella, Sasha. My list, I would say Muffin Ass, if you know who I'm talking about. I know Kane Gaiman knows who I'm talking about. Muffin Ass with Yujiro, yes. Tessa Blanchard. I say Alexa Bliss because she's like the same height as me, like 5'5" or 5, like taller than her, but she's smoking for a shorty. That was the big. Cheapest Heat. Oh, you don't know who Muffin Ass? Oh, dude, really? Oh man, how do you describe her? Wait, oh yeah, I forgot about Bliss. Well, who can forget about Bliss? Wait, let me check something for you. I'll tell you who Muffin Ass is because a lot of people don't know who she is. She's like one of those women for New Japan, but she doesn't wrestle. She's just like a valet, but she is like smoking hot. Tori Wilson, that's another good one. There's another good one. But she was more eye candy. She wasn't really a wrestler or women's wrestler. She was more eye candy, just like Stacy. Stacy was eye candy. She couldn't wrestle to save her life, just like Mandy Rose in WWE. She's eye candy. They don't wrestle good. They just eye candy, just to make guys' dicks hard. Let's see here. I can't find it, but what do you call it? Kane, you know who I'm talking about. Muffin Ass, the Tokyo Latina for Yujiro. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, wait, here we go. Do it right here. All right, okay. Cheapest Heat. This is who Muffin Ass is. When if you don't know who she is, she's in New Japan Pro Wrestling. She's like a valet for the Tokyo Pimp Yujiro Takahashi. Yeah, it's hard to not forget about Bliss, cheapest seat. Like, Bliss is like fine, especially the ass for sure. Yeah, Pieter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Kane, exactly. Pieter, I think. And cheapest seat. How can I see All In? I don't even know. They haven't even said anything about if it's going to be on pay-per-view or on Twitch or anything. But with Don Callis being on the announced team, that almost guarantees it's going to be on pay-per-view or live. So that's a guarantee for sure. Yeah, but Muffin Ass Kane is like same with Miho Abe with Taichi. Miho Abe is pretty fine. Or any, well, let's put it like this: any chick Yujiro brings out is fine as fuck. Let's be honest with that Kane Gaming. That like he does not disappoint when it comes to ladies he brings out. That is for sure. Kane Gaming, how are you watching the G1? Like, you watching it off NewJapanWorld.com, or how are you doing it? Hope everybody's having a fantastic night on the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely super kick that like button and kick that subscribe button, and hopefully you'll be on for a lot of these streams. Brittany Palmer is hot. Who is Brittany Palmer? Cheapest heat. Let's look her up. I do not know who Brittany Palmer is. I mean, UFC Octagon girl. Oh, okay. I always thought, well, I'm kind of more of a fan of Ariane because I liked Ariane like in the past. Yeah, but those UFC Octagon girls are always smoking. I mean, they don't fight, but they're smoking. But I'm a sucker for Ariane for some odd reason. Now, most of those UFC chicks are pretty smoking too. I mean, well, you put Ronda Rousey on top right now. Jesus. Paige Van Zant, another smoking hot chick. That's for sure. Hope everybody's having a great summer. If you're at school or staying home during the summer, hope you guys are having a fantastic summer. And, well, you're only 2 months away from going back to school, folks. So spend your days wisely, my young viewers. Spend them wisely because you only have a couple months. You only have a month or 2 months to go till you're back in a classroom. Just watching day go slow as hell. And if you got a pool, jump in it. Cannonball in it, just cannonball yourself into that pool. I was the one thing for some reason, like yesterday, I had one song in my head, and it was the Silas Young's theme, his United Divided song. That song is just a fucking good song, And that's saying a lot because I don't say that a lot about themes in wrestling. But Silas Young's theme is just fire. It's like really good. If you've never heard it, definitely go hear it because it's actually really good. And I wish I could use it on the channel, but again, somebody's singing it, and I can't really use anything that has anything to do with singing. Which and I couldn't do any. And question that was asked the last time I was on stream if I could do super chat. I don't think I can because I don't have enough subscribers to do it, and I'm not sponsored yet. Well, again, I'm only at 300 plus subscribers, so I'm nowhere near 1,000, but. Fingers crossed we get there one day, but that's why that's the reason I don't have super chats because I'm not sponsored yet by YouTube because this is a very small channel with a fantastic fan base. That's you guys, the subscribers and the viewers. I got a comment from that show. That show in Ibushi's hometown will be great, I'm sure. Oh yeah, of course. They never disappoint. People who wrestle in their hometown in New Japan almost never lose. So I think Ibushi will get we'll get 2 more points on Monday on August the 1st. That is for sure. Kane Gaming. We got a new one from Johnny Talk Sports. Almost time for some football. Oh my God. Right? I mean, I cannot wait, Johnny Talk Sports. I can't wait to do predictions for those. Like I said, September is going to be so packed with videos, especially sports videos like college football predictions and NFL predictions. Johnny Talk Sports, who's your team? And who's your team right now? Like to know that. Cheap to see bra and panties matches come back at WWE Evolution. We only wish, but that's the old WWE. That's the old Divas division when they didn't care about stealing the guy's spotlight every pay-per-view with their matches. That's them for you right there. But I doubt they're gonna bring that back. Big Texas A&M fan. Hey Aggies, let's go. Yeah, college football. I'll be doing my college football predictions on the last week of August, and that's going to be my second year doing college football predictions for you guys, so that's going to be so much fun. Johnny Talk Sports, definitely go check out my boy College Football Dojo. He has his week 1 college football predictions up as well. Definitely go check him out and tell him that say what's up for me. And a big Atlanta Falcons fan. All Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons. I'd say hopefully Matt Ryan will get off the hump. I mean, Julio Jones has been saying he's not going to show up for training camp, but it looks like he is. But the Falcons, I think, could win that division in the South. I mean, New Orleans are the same team. It's just Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Tampa is just slumping, and Carolina is still a good team, but they're hard to trust with Cam. But they have a good team, though. For sure, Johnny Talk Sports. Johnny Talk Sports, I might release my preseason top 25 sometime later this week. He's got them up, all right. Yeah, I would think I'll definitely check it out. Kane Gaming, I'm a Panthers fan. That's not bad. I mean, the Panthers are pretty good. I mean, when you got Superman, Cam Newton, got Christian McCaffrey. Oh, does he? He's got them up already. I meant. Oh, okay. I can't type that. That's all right, Johnny Come Sports. It's all good. I don't know if he has them up, but I know he's. I can check right now what he's got up. Let me check. Let me check right now, Johnny Talk Sports. I can check right now. I think. Let me check right now. Let me check right now. Doing this off the fly. All right, give me a second. Okay, here we go. Let me see what he's. Let me check. Let me check College Football Dojo. He has his week 1 up. I know that. I think. Let me go back here. Johnny Talk Sports. He does more college football than regular football. So. I don't know if he does a lot of NFL. He does a lot more college football, being he's Iowa and Iowa State fans for college football. So again, if you're a college football fan, he's the channel to look out for. Other than myself on the channel when it comes to college football Dojo, and then JT. Cheapest Heat Skins, Redskins fan. Well, why the hell you guys didn't pay Kirk Cousins? Like, how the hell you guys let him go for Alex Smith? You're going to go with a guy who can actually win games for you to a guy that can win games in the regular season but just can't win when it matters. And that's just me being honest about the Redskins. The Redskins are not going to be any good this season. And I'll be honest with you. Johnny Talk Sports, Yankees traded for Lance Lynn. Well, I'm not a Yankees fan because fuck the Yankees. I'm a Red Sox fan, baby. And I can get... what do you call it? The Yankees are good just because they bought. Let's just say it. They have an inside man in Miami to get Juan Carlos in, and that's Derek Jeter. That was Project Wolverine. Just destroy the Marlins from the inside out by trading their best player to Derek Jeter's New York Yankees. That's it. The Yankees are just nothing but schemers. That's it. They buy their World Series more than they win them. And they haven't won it since, what, 2001, 2002, 2009? Like, they can continue to be all they want, but coming from me, as Paulette would say, welcome! TBC, watch a Gordon Ramsay insult comment. It's funny as hell. Oh, I've seen them. I watched enough Hell's Kitchen to see how hilarious Gordon Ramsay is. I love Gordon Ramsay. Those compilation ones are funny, though. I've seen them on, I think, Tyrone Magnus' channel, but they're hilarious. They're saying, you're fucking raw. Like, that's the one thing I like about Gordon Ramsay. He is just perfect. I mean, that is just, I love his stuff. Another one from Johnny Talk Sports. Why would he do that that fast? It's like 3 weeks before we can worry about it. Yeah, well, trade deadline, isn't it? Isn't the trade deadline going on right now? Because the All-Star break just passed. Yeah, I mean, people are going to be making crazy moves. I mean, I know Manny Machado went to the Dodgers, which definitely could help the Dodgers. Who else? I know, because I haven't caught up with baseball a lot until we get to the August. I haven't keeping up with baseball, and I'll be straight up and honest with you guys. I haven't caught up with baseball until we get to September. Then I'll start catching up with it. But yeah, with the trade deadline going on, you're going to see a bunch of crazy moves. Johnny Talk Sports. King Gaming just like my Panthers. Yeah. Johnny, I like how they did All Stars last season. Yeah, I thought that was actually a good concept. I mean, the home run derby was fun, but again, the All Star game is just one thing. It's like, okay, if your league wins, you get home field advantage. We'll make it a little bit more incentive to it. I think they should add more to it. Another one from Johnny Talks About these ones for Hell's Kitchen. There's been more female winners than male winners. There hasn't been a male winner since season 12, I believe. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of Hell's Kitchen. I know, like, I haven't watched a lot of Hell's Kitchen, Johnny Talks Sports, but I think you're right. More females have won that than the males, and it's been a while since a male guy has won Hell's Kitchen because it's hard to be perfect for Gordon Ramsay because he's such a perfectionist. He wants everything perfect. If you mess up one risotto, it's fucking raw. It's undercooked. You know, just throw the thing and say, fuck off out the kitchen, and what do you call it? But that definitely is fun to watch Hell's Kitchen or Kitchen Nightmares or any of the stuff Gordon Ramsay is in. King Gaming, I just like my Panthers for the team who don't win important games. Well, that's kind of true. I mean, and they're in a division that's hard to win. That's hard to win. That's a hard division to win when you have Tampa, Carolina, Tampa, Carolina, Atlanta, and New Orleans. It's hard to win in that division, especially in the NFC when you have so many top teams in that NFC for sure. King Gaming. Johnny Talk Sports. I got to start watching 24 Hours to Hell and Back. I never heard of the show. I don't watch a lot of TV shows other than like Luke Cage or Last Chance U or The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. I don't know if it's any good. Let me know. Kane Gaming, yeah, it's a stacked division. Yeah, it's hard to win. Definitely hard to win when you've got teams like New Orleans, who's always are consistently good. Atlanta always getting better almost every year, and Tampa's always the wild card that you think they'll get over the hump, but they always fall short. Carolina always is going to be like maybe second or third in that NFC South for sure, because I think Atlanta has that division locked, but until they win a championship, they're gonna be just known as division winners, but not champions. Yeah, the only great TV series I've watched, I would say, I don't know. I started getting back into The Walking Dead. I finished. I want to say it right now. I'll say it right now. Season 7 was amazing, and season 7 was just amazing for me for The Walking Dead, and that made me a huge fan of Negan. I loved Negan in season 7 of The Walking Dead. I'll even admit it was so much fun watching him just break Rick down to the just depths. It was so perfect. I also like the King. What's his name? The King with the Tiger. I liked him. I liked him a lot too. He was also cool. Daryl was always I always liked Daryl. Season 7 of The Walking Dead has definitely been my favorite thing to watch. I know season 8 is going to be going on. Can't wait to watch that. Game of Thrones, I'm going to be very interested in that. I have not watched Fear the Walking Dead. Let me know if you've watched Fear the Walking Dead, if it's worth to watch. If you're a big Walking Dead fan, definitely let me know if Fear the Walking Dead is a good show. But again, thank you guys so very much for showing up on the chat today. If you're new to the channel, definitely super kick that subscribe button for even more great videos like for wrestling, sports, even some streams. If you guys like these streams, definitely let me know. And the next video I'll be doing I won't be doing a stream tomorrow. I'm going to be resting the body. I got to get ready for the SummerSlam predictions, my NXT TakeOver predictions, All In predictions, and my Week 1 college football predictions. So again, I want to thank you guys again for showing up these last 2 streams. Again, first time doing this for a lot of people. So again, thank you guys so very much for making these streams a lot fun for me to do for you guys. And it gives you guys an opinion because always on the channel, Opinions are like noses. Everybody has them, even if I agree or disagree. They're your opinions. You stick with them. If you got any questions you want to ask me, feel free to put them in the chat box, and I'll definitely give my best answer for you. Yeah, I'm just waiting to get back to football. Like, that's the one thing I'm waiting to get back on. College football and football in general. I'm going to be doing my picks off, I think, College Pick'ems once again on ESPN. Hopefully they will have those picks up, or I'll just do the same thing I did last year. Just pick 10 random games and make my picks then. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when we get to August. NFL predictions will definitely be on NFL.com, same way I did last year. So that has not changed. And I also am gonna do something different in 2019. I'm gonna be doing only the five big pay-per-views in WWE, from WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam, and Money in the Bank. So that's gonna be the new thing that I am gonna change in 2019. I'm only gonna do the 5 big WWE pay-per-views. So that will give me a little bit more to do for New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor and all the sports videos, all the sports predictions I do on the channel. Hope everybody's having a great night as well. Even at what time you guys are, it's already like, 9:38 here in California. If you're watching this in the later hours of the night, later hours in the morning, hope you guys are having a great day. Get some coffee, get some OJ, grab something to eat. What else to talk about? Man, oh man, oh man. Any good movies you guys have seen? Let me know. And tell me what you guys think about the movies, and I'll let you know if I've seen it, and I'll tell you what I think about it. If you've seen any movies, definitely. Question from Johnny Talk Sports. Who's your dark horse to make the college football playoff? Dark horse. Outside of the Power Five, Johnny Talk Sports. Outside of the top 5, outside of the Power 5 conferences. And Johnny Talk Sports and Uncle Drew is a must-watch. It's more than just basketball. I definitely want to watch it. I saw a couple trailers for that. I want to definitely see that movie for being a basketball guy and old school guys taking on youngsters and just showing them off. It's just the best. Outside your Alabama, Ohio State, okay. If I had to choose 5 dark horses from the 5, like outside your Alabama, Clemson, okay. Okay, so that takes out the SEC. Okay, so Pac-12, I can see Washington as a dark horse. Maybe USC. Mountain West Conference, I'll say maybe Fresno State or Boise. Can do Big Ten. ACC is already. I can't do ACC. Other than the Big 5. I don't know. I would say maybe those 4 would be my dark horses. USC, Washington, Fresno State, and Boise State. I think those 4 could be my top my dark horses to make the college football playoff, because Fresno State had maybe their best year last year, and Jet Tedford is doing a fantastic job. Boise's always in there in that conversation. USC is always in that conversation, especially, and Washington. I think Washington is easily the best team in the Pac-12. Easy, like honestly, easy the best team in the Pac-12. Johnny Talks Sports. But I would say the four teams you just said outside of Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, don't be surprised. Those are going to be the same four we see next year in the college football playoff. And maybe this time they'll get it right. And I know a lot of people did not like why Alabama got in, even though they didn't win the SEC championship and Ohio State did. Well, and Alabama went on to win the national championship. Well, they got a huge bullseye on their chest this year. You know the NCAA needs Alabama. Oh yeah, of course they do, because they make the money. And when you got tricky Nick Saban coaching, it's just. But like this, here's the best way you can describe it. The NCAA is like the WWE. They need Roman Reigns to be in the title picture, just like Alabama. Just like the NCAA needs Alabama in the college football playoff every freaking year, and always snubbing off teams like Ohio State or Auburn, who won the SEC and did not even get into the college football playoff. Which is it's crazy that Alabama, like NCAA, is so. Or this show called The Challenge. They always need Johnny Bananas on the challenge. What is that? I've never heard of that. Johnny Talk Sports. Isn't that MTV show? It almost sounds like the MTV show. Like they always need Johnny. Yeah, it's the show on MTV. Yeah, I haven't watched MTV since the Celebrity Deathmatch era. I mean, yeah, but they always need a hook. WWE needs Roman Reigns. NCAA football needs Alabama, and the challenge needs Johnny Bananas. And some of those MTV shows are just shit now. That channel used to be the shit. I mean, they had Celebrity Deathmatch. They had Eon Flux, if you remember that show. They had the Spider-Man animated. They had like the Spider-Man CGI series on MTV or MTV2. What else? Okay, I will admit I watched the Jersey Shore. Like, that was fine, like for on MTV. But the shows they have now are just like, why? Other than Wild 'N Out. Nick Cannon's Wild 'N Out is maybe the only great show I watch on MTV. That's maybe the only good show. But everything on MTV is not as good as what they were in the 90s when they actually put music videos on almost every week. And now it's just like every reality show, The Challenge, what else? I don't even know because I don't watch MTV as much. And thank God I shaved. I did not like the beard. I've always been a guy that does not like the beard look. That's why I finally shaved, got rid of it. Just not my style to have a beard and a mustache and all that. It's just not me. I'll say it right now, Johnny Talk Sports. If Alabama loses Nick Saban, they're not going to need Alabama anymore. They're going to need somebody who has an experienced coach, like what's his name? What's his name? The guy from Ohio State. What's his name? Man, I'm getting a brain fart. Jesus. What is his name? God damn it! I lost it. I lost the brain, track in my head. Dang it. Yeah, but if Alabama loses Nick Saban, NCAA won't need anything with Alabama in the playoffs. They're going to want somebody who's actually has got a championship. I'll say it right now. I wouldn't be surprised Lincoln Riley becomes coach of the year this year for Oklahoma. I think Lincoln Riley had an amazing first year. Like, I'll give you this, though. My 4 dark horses to make the college football playoff: Michigan State, Stanford, Texas, and Missouri. Michigan State is definitely going to need to beat Michigan to have that happen. They're going to need to win the Big Ten. Easy. Stanford, yeah, I'd say if they still have their running back, right? The one that stayed, Bryce Love, or what's their running back's name? I know he's going to be in that Heisman race for sure. So Stanford, yes. Texas is going to be very interesting. I know last year was a good year for them. depends on who the Alabama coach will be after Nick Saban. Well, we already know nobody's gonna live up to Nick Saban's resume if anybody goes to Bama. I mean, who's gonna go there that's gonna actually be as good as Nick Saban? Let's be honest. There are any coaches out there that are gonna be actually good in Dabo? Okay, I can fare with that. Dabo Swinney's pretty damn talented at Clemson, but will he have the overall amazing success Nick Saban has had in Bama? Like, how many times has he been in the national championship? How many has he won? Like, that's the whole point when you go to a new school. If you're the new coach after the previous coach won multiple national championships, and now you're the successor, you have to live up to the reputation of your predecessor. Hey, if your predecessor won 10 games, you have to win 12. If your predecessor won a national championship, you have to win a national championship, maybe in tops 3 years. But again, it's going to be hard to fill the shoes of Nick Saban if he ever leaves Alabama, which I doubt he's gonna. And Missouri, I don't know, man. Missouri is a very, especially in the SEC, that's tough. That's a tough division to win in, especially in the SEC East. I think it's either the East or the West they're in. But Missouri's got it tough. I mean, you got teams like Florida, you got teams like Bama, LSU, A&M. You got a lot of good teams in that SEC. I don't know. Missouri's a good dark horse, but I think Michigan State has a great chance to do it if they could beat Michigan and Ohio State and Wisconsin, which I think Wisconsin will win their side of the Big Ten. Ohio State will win their side of the Big Ten. I don't think, and I'll say it right now, I'll make this a bold prediction, straight up, Johnny Talk Sports. If Harbaugh does not beat Ohio State or Michigan State, Harbaugh is done. Johnny Talk Sports, I want to see how Florida does with Dan Mullen. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Dan Mullen, forget, where did he coach at? Where did he coach at before? Dan Mullen. Did he coach at, no, he didn't coach at A&M, did he? Did he coach at A&M after Kevin Sumlin left, right? Dan Mullen, I think Dan Mullen was the former coach of the Texas A&M after Sumlin, I think. Mississippi State, I'm sorry. Again, Mississippi State. It's hard to win at Florida too. It's hard because you have that prestige of what has happened in the past. I mean, the last time Florida won a national championship, like the Tebow era. I mean, yeah, but I think Dan Mullen will do a great job. I really think the one guy I think will have an amazing year for college football is Herm Edwards at Arizona State. I think he's going to have a good year there. Same thing with Jim Kelly at UCLA. I think Jim Kelly is going to get back that mojo that he had in Oregon and UCLA. But I have a funny feeling Herm Edwards is going to do a great job. And Scott Frost in Nebraska. Absolutely. Yes, the three teams that have their fan base demand excellence as soon as possible. Florida, Texas, Florida for sure. Texas since the Mac Brown days, and Nebraska's been since the Osborne era. I mean, I think Nebraska is going to have a good year. I think with Frost out of UCF, I think they're going to have a good year. Dan Mullen at Florida he's going to have to beat Florida State. He's going to have to beat He's going to have to beat LSU. He's got to beat Texas A&M. He's got to win almost all those games just to get that bad taste of the mouth for Florida. Texas, they got a winning record last year, which is a good start. So they're on the winning path. Nebraska is going to have a much better year with Frost as coach. I really do believe that, and I think they're going to have a good season in the Big Ten for sure. Johnny Comes Sports. Sure, I always keep saying Johnny Comes Sports. Johnny Talks Sports. Man, it's just good to talk about college football again. My God, it's not even August yet. Same thing with college basketball. If you think of college basketball, like all the great coaches that are still there, and you think who's going to replace him. Like, you can look at Coach K at Duke. You just imagine who's going to replace him and who's going to have to fill the shoes of Coach K or what is it? What's the one from Jim Boeheim? Or, well, again, I didn't expect Bettino to be out of Louisville. I didn't expect that at all. I'll say this right now, Johnny Talk Sports. I have a good feeling that kid from Stanford's going to win the Heisman. I got a good feeling. I think it's Bryce Love. I think, but I may be wrong in his name. I live in Nebraska, and these fans got frustrated year in, year out. Ever since 2001, it's been a tear grabber. Oh, yeah, I can respect that, Johnny Talk Sports. I mean, Nebraska has been waiting a long time. I mean, they haven't been relevant since the Tom Osborne era, and then we all remember the disaster of the Callahan era, and then just they needed something, and Scott Frost was the guy. And I think he's going to have a good year in Nebraska. And I definitely can't wait to do Nebraska picks on the channel when it comes to Scott Frost. And Big Red's definitely going to get back. Biggest mistake they made was firing Bo Pelini. Yeah, that was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. And then Bo went somewhere else. And yeah, but firing Bo Pelini was the biggest mistake. The best decision they ever made was getting rid of Callahan. That was maybe the best decision Nebraska ever did. Youngstown State, yeah. Isn't that where Jim Tressel is? Youngstown State, if I remember the 30 for 30 on Maurice Clarett. Isn't that's where Jim Tressel is, the former Ohio State Buckeyes coach, Youngstown. Yeah, he's the president. Huh? Of course, he's the president. This is the president. Well, it makes sense. I mean, if anybody watched that 30 for 30, it makes sense that he would be the president of that area because he kind of put that area on the map before he went to Ohio State. Yeah, but I mean, I'm really hoping Nebraska turns it around this year. The biggest thing they got to do, they got to beat Wisconsin. They got to beat Michigan. They got to beat Ohio State. They got to beat Michigan State to even be back in the saddle again when it comes to the playoffs. That is for sure, Johnny Talk Sports. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream tonight. If you're new to the channel, definitely click that subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous lines, and I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of the stream. So I think we'll be ending in a couple minutes. Gotta get some rest. Gotta get ready for what do you call it? What is the perfect number of teams to have in a college football playoff? I say 5 or 6. Playing games on December 23rd. That gives the winners so much time to prepare. Yeah, I think they're going to definitely expand it. They definitely have to expand the playoff. I think 4 is not enough. If you want to make it interesting and make it must-see television, I say make it 8. 8 of the best teams and 2 playing games. 2 playing games, and the number 1 seed gets a bye. The number 1 seed and the number 2 seed get a bye, and the 7th and 8 team plays the 1 or 2 seed, the lowest seed. So I go 8, coming from me, Johnny Talk Sports. In 2 of the In 2 of the 4 years they've done it, they have been exposed. It's changing soon. It's going to change. It has to. Even with the new rules they added into this year's college football season and NFL season. Changes are never going to stay. They're going to change, and they're going to have to change because we can't just have Alabama every year. We want somebody else. I mean, I wanted Georgia to win the national championship. They've been waiting since 1985 for it. But if they stick it with 4, they stick the college football playoff with 4, it's not gonna be a legitimate deserving champion because it's always gonna be Alabama or Ohio State in that discussion. They have to expand it. They don't expand it, they're making a big mistake because if they don't expand it to maybe 6, maybe 8 to give other schools that have amazing seasons like UCF. I mean, I'm sorry. UCF went undefeated. They were not even ranked in the top 4. Or Auburn. Or Wisconsin. Like, so many teams that deserve to be in that top 4 were absolutely snubbed right out of it. Now, if you had 6 or 8 teams, you give those schools a chance. Especially teams that went undefeated, like UCF. Which UCF, again, they had an amazing year last year. And to have them not even be in the spot of where they should have been. It's like if you go undefeated in college football, it doesn't even matter. If you don't play for a Power 5 conference and you're undefeated, you're right up there. If you play for an out of conference school like the Big East or the Mountain West Conference or a very non-Power 5 school, you're going to not even make it to the top 4. And that's sad because teams like that go undefeated throughout the season, they have big wins over somewhat top 25 teams. It's what do you call it? Doesn't UCF play Florida Atlantic this year? If only that Florida Atlantic team had Lane Kiffin. So I mean, man, that would have been good if Frost was still there. But Frost is, like I said, I think Frost is going to do fine in Lincoln. I think UCF is going to struggle. I'll even admit, I don't think they're going to go undefeated again. I really don't. And I can see Florida Atlantic being don't be surprised because Lane Kiffin did a fantastic job in his first year at Florida Atlantic. That is for sure. But I know he signed a 10-year contract for Florida Atlantic. If I heard that right, he's not staying there more than 5. If he continues to have a winning season every year and he's on a 10-year contract, he will break that contract within 3 years. If a bigger school comes knocking, Kiffin is going to take his ball and go. You already know that for sure. Yeah, but a lot of the Florida teams surprised a lot of people last year. I mean, UCF, Florida Atlantic, Florida International was actually really good too. Southern Florida was good. The Bulls were actually a great team last year with Quentin Flowers. Florida Atlantic versus Oklahoma in week 1. Ooh. Lane Kiffin versus Lincoln Riley. Oh man, that one, I don't know. That could be an upset special, but again, I can't pick against my Sooners. I mean, I'm not going to pick against Oklahoma in that for sure. Johnny Talk Sports. There's no way I'm picking against my Sooners. There's no way. No more Baker Mayfield. No, that's true. He's in Cleveland, and I'm going to just say it right now. He better be starting very soon, and he better be starting in week 1. But, again, Baker Mayfield, they have a lot more talents other than Baker Mayfield. I don't know a lot. Again, I don't watch every Oklahoma thing on YouTube about Oklahoma, but I know they have some talented quarterbacks. I mean, I know their quarterback that they had when Baker Mayfield was suspended was not too bad. So, I mean, and Lincoln Riley can have another fantastic year. I have a good feeling about him. Lincoln Riley definitely stepped up where Bob Stoops left off. He definitely is filling those shoes. Even though he didn't win a national championship like Bob Stoops did, he filled the shoes of Stoops in his first year alone by even making it to the college football playoff. But yeah, Florida Atlantic versus Oklahoma could be good, but I'm going to stick with Oklahoma. If I pick that game, I would take Oklahoma. But a lot of the week 1 games are cupcake games. There's only like maybe 10 good matches I'm going to be predicting for sure, because all the other matches are just Clemson versus some other school. I love the matchups in week 1. Yeah, I like off the top of my head, Michigan and Notre Dame. There's one that's going to be a good one. Louisville and Bama is going to be a good one. Florida State and Virginia Tech is going to be a good one. The Miami, the U against LSU, which is another fantastic matchup. Like, there's a lot of good matchups in week 1 for sure in college football. Like, other than the cupcake games, like the Citadel versus Clemson or something like that, there's some good matchups in week 1 for sure. All right, guys, I think I'm going to be ending the stream here. I want to thank you guys so very much for showing your love. I want to thank guys like Kane Gaming, Johnny Talk Sports. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Kane Gaming, thanks again for showing your love on the channel. Cheapest Heat as well. Sparky again. Sucks that you couldn't be on tonight, but definitely shouts out to you. Being you got you're not at home, but again, thank you guys so very much for watching. Thank you guys for all the support as always, and I will see you guys on the week going into SummerSlam for my SummerSlam predictions and my NXT Takeover Chicago 4 predictions. Later days, and good night and peace. Have a good night, Johnny Talk Sports.